This is the third video covering how to get your boundaries loaded into iTree Canopy, and this is the first step of project configuration, and this is going to cover getting your boundaries in by drawing them. So previous videos covered using pre-existing boundaries we have that cover all the US, also covered loading a shapefile if you are outside the US or have a shapefile of some other unique boundary that you want to use. But we'll go ahead and show you how you can draw it. So if you don't have any GIS expertise and you're outside the US or have a unique boundary, you can still do that. So I'm going to go ahead and hit get started here. And this should take us to your map of the world. If it doesn't, it may mean that you already have a project loaded, an existing project, and you can get rid of that by just going to File, New, and Start Over. You'll want to make sure you save it if you haven't saved it before. So if we want to go ahead and draw a boundary, you probably want to first zoom this map into your location. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm actually going to do a boundary for a college campus. So I'm going to go with Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And here's that college campus. This is Franklin and Marshall, small liberal arts college, so they probably don't have a GIS layer of their whole boundary. It's a pretty small boundary, which is another nice thing you can do if you're going to draw a boundary. If you have other kind of unique boundaries that you want to use that you don't have GIS data for, maybe a cemetery, a corporate campus, you can do this as well. So I just clicked on this draw boundary, and now I can just start clicking around where I want to draw the boundary. So I'm just clicking on each corner. Actually, the campus follows this curved road here, and we can go back and click on points and delete them. So I clicked on a previous point, I can delete it. I'm just going to keep going here and click around the boundary of this campus. So if you had another part of the boundary that you added in here, like I actually know that some of these buildings over this way are part of the campus, although they're separate. I could keep going and add another boundary here, and this would all be counted as part of the same thing when we do our iTree Canopy project. If you want to get rid of any of these different polygons, you can click on the delete, and we can delete those out. So that's how you draw a boundary. It's relatively quick if you got a simple boundary. If you're trying to do something much more complex, it might take you a little while, and you can zoom in and pan around to make sure you're making an accurate boundary. Once you have that done, you're ready to move on to configuration step 2. So you can hit the next button down here and check out our next video on configuring your cover classes.